Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to break down a pretty sophisticated cyber attack, one that turns a common office tool, something millions of us use every single day, into a weapon for state-linked hackers. Okay, let's just dive right in with a fact that is, honestly, kind of startling. A brand new vulnerability in Microsoft Office was turned into an active attack tool almost overnight. And I'm not talking about weeks or months here. We're talking a matter of days from the moment it was discovered to the moment it was weaponized.
You know, this whole incident really shines a spotlight on a critical concept in cybersecurity, the zero-day vulnerability. You hear this term thrown around a lot, right? But what does it actually mean for the folks trying to defend our systems? Well, in reality, it kicks off this frantic, high-stakes race against the clock.
So what is a zero-day? Well, think of it like this. It's a security hole that attackers start using the very second it becomes public knowledge, sometimes even before the software company knows about it. This means the good guys have literally 0 days to get a fix ready before the attacks begin. The analogy here is perfect. It's like a thief discovering a flaw in a lock's design at the exact same time as the locksmith. The bad guys already have the key before anyone can even think about changing the locks. The truly alarming thing here is just the speed of it all. This isn't some theoretical threat. We're about to look at a playbook that was executed with some chilling efficiency, turning a simple software flaw into a weapon in what feels like record time.
This timeline really tells the whole story. On January 26th, Microsoft announces the flaw. Just 1 day later, 1 day, the attackers have already created a weaponized document. And by the 29th, it's already being used in a live phishing campaign. A 3-day turnaround from disclosure to attack. That is incredibly fast. It pretty much proves the attackers had their entire plan, their exploit chain, ready to go, and were just waiting for the signal. So, you might be wondering, how does just opening a single document lead to a full-on system breach? Well, it's not a single action. It's actually a carefully orchestrated sequence of events, all designed to be as sneaky as possible. Let's trace the path from a simple email all the way to total system compromise. So the process unfolds in 5 distinct stages. It all starts with a familiar bait, a Word document attached to an email. The moment that's opened, the hook is set. The document secretly connects to an attacker's server and starts downloading malicious tools. Then it digs in for the long haul by establishing persistence, which is just a fancy way of saying it makes sure it can survive even if you reboot your computer. And the final step? They deploy a powerful toolset, in this case a framework called Covenant, which gives the attackers complete remote control. So, how does this malware stay hidden? Okay, this is where it gets really clever. The attackers use a technique called hijacking. Basically, they find a totally legitimate piece of Windows software that the system trusts, and they trick Windows into running their malicious code instead of the real thing. It really is like an intruder replacing your welcome mat with one that has a hidden key underneath it, allowing them to just come and go as they please without raising any alarms. So, who's behind an attack this sophisticated? I can tell you this is not the work of some lone hacker in a basement. The speed, the coordination, the choice of high-value targets, it all points to a well-resourced, highly organized group, these ghosts in the machine. The group has been identified as AP28, a pretty well-known hacking unit linked to Russian intelligence. In this campaign, their main targets have been government agencies in Ukraine and across the European Union. And a key tactic they love to use is hiding their malicious traffic inside legitimate cloud services, which makes their activity just blend in with normal everyday internet noise. It's very sneaky. Now, Microsoft has released a fix for this vulnerability, so the problem's solved, right? We can all just update our software and move on. Well, unfortunately, the reality on the ground is way, way more complicated than that. The big challenge is what Ukraine's cyber defense team calls the inertia of the update process. See, in a perfect world, everyone would patch their systems instantly. But in the real world, large organizations have incredibly complex networks. And let's be honest, individuals might delay updates. Every single hour that a system stays unpatched is another hour of opportunity for these attackers. And this all leads to a pretty sobering warning from the experts on the front line. CERT-UA, that's the Cyber Emergency Response Team of Ukraine, they're not optimistic. They fully expect these attacks to get worse before they get better, precisely because of that patching inertia we were just talking about. They know the attackers are going to try to exploit this window of opportunity for as long as they possibly can. And that leaves us with one final critical question to think about.
The attackers went from disclosure to deployment in 3 days. The defensive response, for many, is going to take much, much longer. So in this new reality of high-speed cyber warfare, we really have to ask ourselves, are our traditional methods of defense even enough to keep up anymore? It's a tough question, and there's no easy answer.